Coming up on Great Hearts, Great Stories.
The front office decided that we needed to celebrate Mabel's birthday.
Happy birthday to Mabel, the therapy dog. She got the chance to celebrate her third trip around the sun with her four-legged pals during pickup.
Coming out here, it really made me feel more versatile on the court, when I went back indoor.
The Trivium Prep beach volleyball team is making waves in the desert with the strongest playoff run since 2019. The bond that keeps this team strong is just ahead.
Yay, I'm moving on into a different stage of my life, but then I'm I went here for my whole life, and now I'm moving on to it. I'm yeah, bittersweet.
And a new tradition has begun with the pinning ceremony. Fifth graders handing off the role of leadership and responsibility to the grade below as they are promoted into middle school.
That's all coming up on Great Hearts, Great Stories. Welcome to Great Hearts, Great Stories, our monthly student newscast. My name's Cameron, a junior here at Glendale Prep.
I'm Dax, also a junior here, and we're fetching your attention with the Parade of Pups.
Happy birthday to Mabel, Archway Glendale's service dog, who is now celebrating her third birthday.
The front office decided that we needed to celebrate Mabel's birthday, which was actually in April, but we were too busy to celebrate. Last year when we celebrated, I think I received over 100 birthday cards for Mabel on her actual birthday. And this year we didn't really say a whole lot, and the admin up front wanted us to celebrate and encourage people to bring their dogs to school. We actually have a lot of dogs who come through the lines all the time, so we wanted to give them goodies and celebrate Mabel's birthday today. All the families were waving and there were dogs barking, and Mabel got a few gifts. So Mabel and I are off to new adventures. I took a job at a small classical school in Grand Junction, Colorado. So I will be moving on from Great Hearts. I've been with Great Hearts for 16 years, so it's been a long journey. It was hard, but we're ready. We're ready to move on and offer something special to another school.
Lincoln Prep is the most recent Great Hearts Academy to introduce a new cheer program that will boost school spirit.
This is the first year that Great Hearts Academies has had an official Spirit Line program at 10 of our schools. And next year we'll actually have our last two schools create their own teams as well, which is super exciting. Now first, I just really want to express my sincere thanks to John Rickey, the ADs, all of the cheer coaches of course, and all of the assistant coaches, and really just everyone that's been a part of this project rollout. This year I was actually able to attend several of the games at the schools, and it was so awesome just to get to see all the cheerleaders in action, get to see them perform. You could even see how much the crowd was feeding off of their energy as well. So I just think it was super cool to be able to see them kind of create this new aspect and this new addition of excitement and encouragement to the game day atmosphere. Another awesome thing that happened this year was that a couple of our schools actually attended a local cheer showcase in the Valley where a ton of schools came out and they got to do a full-on routine. And one of our schools, Trivium Prep, shout out to Trivium, they actually came home with an official Spirit Award. It was such a great opportunity for them to experience what it would be like to actually compete in a competition environment. And I think that was really awesome because that's one of our next big goals in the years to come, is we really hope to see all of our teams competing as well.
My name's Alyssa Schoenberg. I've worked at Lincoln Prep for the last 4 years. I'm the registrar currently. I do all things house system, culture, and now going to be part of launching a brand new cheer program. So we have tryouts coming up the first or second week of May. That'll be our first step to kind of see what our cheer squad's going to look like. We had a ton of interest at our first 2 meetings just with the kiddos, but with 5th grade coming in, we've got a lot of interest with the younger kids as well. So we'll see what tryouts look like, but right now we have about 30 to 40 kids that want to join. We just haven't had this aspect of art at the school, and I think it's a really important one. So we're excited to introduce any kind of movement and dance and let the kids express themselves in that way. We're excited for what this means for pep rallies, for home games, for championships. So we're excited to see not just what the kids can do on the field, but on the sidelines as well.
It was 1975. The Vietnam War was over. Bill Gates and Paul Allen founded Microsoft, and Gerald Ford was president.
It's the same year that Mr. Patrick Tierney completed his first year of teaching. 50 years later, we are celebrating his legacy and his retirement.
It's important we get through this. Okay, Arizona Revised Statute 4235-3A says that I'm making all of this up. Today, we are celebrating, so we have 1/4 of honoring a man who's given 50 years to teaching. He is in a room right now, believing that he's giving feedback on a handful of curricular things. Should we do this textbook or that textbook? I'm gonna run in there and say, I need everybody in the gym right now. It's flooding. And then he's gonna come through those doors. You're gonna lose your mind. You start Tierney, Tierney. Raise your hand if you understand what's going down. Okay, be absolutely quiet, no sounds. I'll be back.
I am so sorry. I didn't realize we all have to be in the gym. Every single employee has to be in there with muscle movement. Yeah. No, we just gotta go.
It's remarkable when someone teaches 50 years. He probably, when he was in his 20s, brought energy, joy, excitement, and was able to individually know every student. And he's still doing that, right, 50 years later. So there's something about him and the man he is that makes this more remarkable than just 50 years. He's been blessing young souls with love and joy and a desire for excellence and growing. And that's what's remarkable. And so we're honoring the legacy of a man who happens to be an educator for 50 years, not someone who just met some milestone. Every time we have a candidate come out, they have an interview, they observe some classes, they maybe spend some time with faculty, and then they have a lesson or a teaching demonstration and then a debrief. Well, so he had two. So he came here and he had a Spanish demo and he had a Latin demo, and if you know his story, he had taught Spanish for years, said, I want to go back, get a Latin degree, and I want to teach Latin. So when he came, we found this out after we hired him. He bombed his Spanish demo on purpose so that we wouldn't hire him for Spanish, but we would hire him for Latin. And so I think it was very, very bad. And like he was saying hola, right, instead of hola. And we're sitting here looking at his resume going, wait, he's taught AP honor Spanish for 20, 30 years. How can he be this bad? Well, he didn't want Spanish. He wanted Latin. And so we found that out after the fact and loved him for it, right? He knew what he wanted. He had a goal, how he wanted to end his teaching career, and he was able to accomplish that.
He had this, I always think about it, this jacket where the lining inside was, I think, something like Northern Illinois University. And of course, like you say, what's that all about? And then he just has some story about some place that he got it where you believe most of it, but you think, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of fabricating here. But no, he was wonderful. And he made it really clear that his days were done as a Spanish teacher, and he didn't want to do that. He wanted to take on a new adventure in classics and Latin, and he was terrific.
It was very nice that the school called me to say they wanted to honor him for his 10 years at Glendale Prep and his 50 years of teaching. He's a die-hard, dedicated teacher. This is not just his career, it's like his life, and he loves it. And what can I say? He loves it.
My name is Patrick Tierney. I'm a classics teacher at Glendale Preparatory Academy here in beautiful downtown Peoria. I started teaching in September 1974. I felt as though I had something that I needed to get across to the students. I was changing by the time I came here. Teaching is not a top-down, type of process. I was just reading something from the website of the Cana Academy, and says that you must teach a book from the inside out rather than from the outside in. And that's one thing I learned here. What I learned is that you must let the text speak for itself. And what's going to make you a successful instructor is you being able to open up the text so that the students can get from it not only the initial superficial level of what's going on in this, but what is the truth, what is the goodness, and what is the beauty of that text. I cannot say enough how important it is to have the humility as a teacher to accept lessons that come from students. In the first semester, we read a Latin Roman poet, Horace, and a Roman poet, Catullus, and both of them have challenges in and of themselves. But to hear a student, a sophomore, with limited life experiences, be able to extract long-term messages, from that poetry, it has just been so rewarding for me. This was a profession that I was following, and I got up each day just yearning to get here, so that I could start doing what I knew and loved, and how important it was going to be for me to communicate that to my students. It has been a joyous labor. All good things come to an end. I'm not looking forward to this, but I know it's there. I have nothing but the fondest memories of my experience here, but my experience back in California, my experience in Philadelphia. This is such a wonderful profession, and I have been surrounded by the greatest of teachers and administrators. I'm on a bit of a quest right now. One of my favorite books is Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. One of the universities in the Oxford system, Oxford and Cambridge, they have recreated Don Quixote's library with first editions. And that's one thing, just for myself, I have to see. I've never been able to get to England, but maybe this is going to be the first of several visits as I enter my own quixotic quest to find this library of first editions.
I had Mr. Tierney my 7th and 8th grade year Latin. He was the best. While Mr. Tierney says goodbye to 50 years of teaching, Molly Wong just completed her first year teaching at Great Hearts.
I'm a music teacher, teach general music K-2. My name is Molly, but my real name is Sean Gardner. I grew up with piano, learning piano as my major instrument, and then along the years, I learned everything else. So I grew up in China. I got my bachelor in music education from Han Conservatory of Music. I got my first master in music college, which studied in the history of Western music. Then I gained my second master at ASU. Meanwhile, during the summer, I got my teacher certificate from NYU. I choose teaching because I believe this career is quite powerful. It's inspiring the younger minds to grow intellectually. K-2, for the younger kids, when you're doing singing, movement, you can feel the music, you can see it, you can hear it, you can sing it. Everything as a whole being, as a human being, we can feel it better. And that's usually what I teach in the classroom. I think music is like a universal language. If you can talk, you can sing. If you can walking around, you can try to dance. I think all human beings are musical beings. So music is the best way to help kids to engage, to learn, to become the best version of who you are. I think because when people talk about classical education, they have certain kind of misunderstanding that we are too conservative, where we just doing the older traditional way of learning. But for me, I feel when you offer the best content, most important is what do you feed them?
because they are too young to choose what fit them correctly or what's the best for them. As a teacher, you can absolutely choose all the materials from classical music, from folk songs. There's endless of resources you can offer to them. I think teaching has deeply enriched my life by constantly reminding me the value of curiosity. Sometimes being an adult, you are drawn into the everyday life and you kind of forgot to be curious about things around you. You will have so much fun with your students, and what even amazed me is how much you can see the grow when one person make up his or her minds. That's always surprising me.
We're swapping sheet music with playbooks.
Joining us now is Elena with a look at our spring sports.
Thank you, Cameron and Dax. Let's head over to Scottsdale Prep, where they just celebrated 3 student athletes signing to play in college.
On behalf of the athletic department, we would like to start off by congratulating these 3 student athletes for all of their hard work, dedication, and commitment to their athletics and academic journeys.
I'll be going to Arizona Christian for football, playing cornerback. Scottsdale Prep's prepared me in many ways, not only athletically, but academically. The teachers have been very supportive of me. From tutoring to study hall, I've really gotten to expand my knowledge in a lot of different aspects, and they've really helped me do that. And athletically, the coaches are amazing. They've really helped me grow, not only as a person, but also on the field. And strength, conditioning, they've really been a big help.
Troy, you can go ahead and sign your letter of intent.
I'm going to be playing D1 golf for the Yale women's golf team. I have already met a couple of the girls in the team and they are so welcoming, they're very nice. The city I'm moving to is a total dynamic change. It's going to be cold, humid, and snowy, which is nice because I don't think I've ever seen snowfall in my life. Actually falling, I guess. Just getting that new experience living on the East Coast. This is a very academically rigorous school, and in that being the case, I feel that I'm prepared for the workload for sure, and to navigate both playing golf and making up schoolwork, keeping up with studies. And if I didn't go here, I don't think that would be something that I would have gotten to, gotten to as high of a level as I am at now without Scottsdale Prep.
You can sign your letter of intent.
So I'm going to Denison University. It's in Ohio, next to Columbus, and yeah, I'm going to swim. I swim butterfly, mainly 200 fly is my best event. I also swim 100 back, 200 back, and then 200 free. Making really good friends there is probably what I'm most excited for. All the guys, I felt really, I really got along with them. I'm really excited to get to know them and hang out with them. Also train hard with them. I've been at the school since 5th grade. I haven't left. It's definitely been challenging, definitely rigorous, but developed me into a really good student and prepared me well for what I'm about to do. And I think I've made some of my best friends here. And the thing that I'm the most grateful for is definitely the teachers, how I've been able to foster really good relationships with them through this small school environment, and just feel like I wouldn't necessarily get that from another school.
All right, Ben, go ahead and sign that letter of intent.
The Great Hearts Arizona class of 2025 had 34 seniors commit to play sports at the collegiate level this year, including 3 student athletes from Cicero Prep.
This is such a big moment for these 3 athletes. First of all, this is the biggest class of people signing that we've ever had at Cicero, and so it's really special. We are here for our signing day for our 3 athletes that have made it to the next level, which is such a great achievement for them. Any kids that get to go do the thing that they love at the next level is just so special. I am so excited for these girls, and I'm excited to go watch them in college because a lot of them, or 2 of them, are here, so I'm gonna get to be able to do that, which is exciting.
My name is Mabel Medina, and I'm a senior, and I go to Cicero Prep Academy. I'm going to be playing libero and a DS at Penn State Hazleton. My coach is very nice, and she taught me a bunch of the basics, and going to Arizona Storm as a club really helped me grow on those basics, and I grew a lot as a player and a person.
I'm Jacqueline Stone. I am signing to play at Arizona Christian University, and I'm going to be playing beach volleyball. I'm excited to meet new people and to just get to do the sport I love and I've trained so hard for. I started playing indoor volleyball actually in middle school, and I wasn't the best at it. It took a while to be able to kind of enjoy and appreciate the sport. And I started beach volleyball freshman year, and I actually really enjoyed that and decided to play club and stick with it. And I figured out last summer is actually something I could play in my future. So yeah.
I'm Samantha Atwood. I'll be playing at Justice University, court volleyball, most likely front middle. I'm most excited to get to know the team, and living on campus is going to be really fun. Cicero is where I started volleyball, where I fell in love with volleyball, and winning 2 championships would definitely helped along the way. Definitely gave me a big push towards going to college for it.
So at this time, you can pick up your pens and you can sign your national letters of intent.
The beach volleyball team at Trivium Prep is celebrating a monumental season. They made waves in the desert by advancing to the state quarterfinals this year.
Beach volleyball is just kind of an all-around game. Indoors, the girls are either hitters, they're setters, or they're passers. Out here, you do everything, and you got 2 girls per team instead of 6, so you're doing a lot more of everything. I say it's the best training ground for volleyball players that you could have, and the girls this year have just been unbelievable. They've done a nice job.
My dad played in San Diego for like 7 years, and he's our coach now too. Our school's like really tiny because in beach volleyball, it's like the whole D2 division is like 1A through 4A schools. So like Trivium doesn't get a lot of like big moments, but our team and like our community is like one of the best. Like we're always cheering each other on.
Honestly, I love that it can make you feel like an all-around player because I'm mostly an indoor player, so coming out here, like it really made me feel more versatile on the court, like when I went back indoor, and it just made me feel like I could do a lot more and move a lot faster and jump a lot higher. It's really fun because it can make you so much better, especially if you play indoor, and it's really fun to play if you're paired with your partner. Yeah.
When I got into beach volleyball, I wasn't for sure in playing volleyball first, so I think Coach Porter definitely made me want to play because he was like, oh, it's gonna be really fun, and it makes you diverse, so you're a diverse player on the court, and also all the memories I make with my teammates and all the bus trips we take, and it's super fun. The teammates has definitely helped me grow in a person and in a sport. They have been supportive throughout my whole volleyball career. I love them so much because their support means a lot to me, and our energy and our stuff that we do in volleyball and their techniques have been teaching me a lot.
And the Great Hearts Middle School League wrapped up their spring sports season with basketball and track. Out of the 23 competing schools, North Phoenix Prep took home the trophy in girls basketball, while Scottsdale Prep won for the boys. In track, Glendale Prep girls team dominated, taking first place, while Scottsdale Christian took home the gold for boys. That's going to do it for sports. Cameron and Dax, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Elena.
As we wrap up this year, we want to take some time to celebrate Bridget Luna Granillo, a senior at Maryville Prep who has been named the Outstanding Phoenix Youth Leader of the Year for District 5.
She was nominated by City Councilwoman Betty Guardado for her exceptional achievements, leadership, and service to the community.
New this year at Lincoln Prep was the introduction of a 7th hour.
7th hour is the end of the day, 30 minutes, and you have 3 different choices here at Lincoln Prep. You're either doing academic support, getting help in math or ELA, or you're doing an enrichment course, which we have theater, robotics, sculpting, or you're in a study hall. It was one of the options that Great Hearts kind of said, hey, you can try out these different things, and we saw a need in our school for academic support. It had originally been just during Lyceum. So this actually gave us a time at the end of the day where we could kind of focus on academics, but they still get their time to run free during, Lyceum. We're seeing a lot more students turning in their homework. The ones that are doing study hall, they're getting it done. It's a lot less late homework that we're seeing. Parents have loved it because they don't have to see their kids stay up a lot later when they're going to practice right after school. Their kids used to be up till like 11 doing homework. Now they're not seeing that because they're getting it done in study hall. So we've got a lot of positive parent feedback on that. The academic support, we're seeing students improve in gaps that they had, which has helped their grades go up in math and ELA. A lot of our athletes have tried new things like musical or robotics, and vice versa. It's now allowed some of our kids who do enrichment to join athletics. Our faculty is really enjoying the enrichment and the academic support classes. Initially, teachers had the most pushback, right? Because, an extra 30 minutes with students at the end of the day that might not be super controlled can be intimidating. But a lot of our teachers found if they just set up like really clear expectations that the students wanted to get the work done. They didn't want to have to stay up super late after practice. Of course, the ones that are doing enrichment are enjoying doing what they love and sharing it with the kids.
A new tradition has begun at Archway Glendale. Outgoing 5th graders will fasten their pins to the 4th graders, handing over the leadership for the year to come.
This is part of our all-school assembly. We have 4 of them each year, and this assembly really is about transitions. Our 5th graders and 4th graders standing up, the 5th graders being able to pass that pin on, give that 4th grader a new pin, and being able to pass that torch and the responsibility of leadership of the school. It also allowed for our 4th graders to take a seat where our 5th graders traditionally sit during assemblies. And so that was meaningful too. The Golden Eagle pins were actually a new tradition that began this year. We've always thought of our 5th graders as the leaders of the school, and part of that is setting an example. Every Friday over our morning announcements, Mrs. DeStefano always says, "Golden Eagles, go forth and soar." That is our mascot, and she speaks about what soaring means. It means not just getting through the day, it means really showing up as a leader, setting an example, being a person of integrity and virtue. And that's what we call our 5th graders to be. And so this year, she went to their classes and gave them each a Golden Eagle pin and spoke about soaring and what that means. 4th graders now taking that position, we reflected and thought, how can we make that meaningful? How can we end our year strong and be setting them up as leaders for next year and have them excited about that new role, and also give that goodbye to our 5th graders who have demonstrated soaring so well over the year.
You can't always be stuck on one thing. You have to move on, and that 4th grade has to set a new example for the rest of the school, especially the new kindergartners that wouldn't know the rules.
It's yay, I'm moving on into a different stage of my life, but then I'm I wasn't here this for my whole life, and now I'm moving on to it. I'm yeah, bittersweet.
The celebratory part of the assembly today was actually a brainchild of one of our 5th graders.
I wanted to do it at the graduation ceremony, and I was gonna pull it out and go boom, right? But then I told my teacher, and then she told the dean. So then we kind of worked that out into,
can we find a way that every 5th grader can get involved? Can we find a more appropriate time, a more celebratory event that we can have this great idea?
They decided to do it at the assembly.
It landed with the school assembly. And so he has inspired this new tradition for our school, and it's really exciting.
We leave you now to the smooth sounds of our Glendale Prep Jazz Band who just performed at their spring concert.
We will see you next month at our graduation special. And remember,
it's always a great day to be a Griffin.